Hi everybody, this is Diane. We are going to do the promised paperclip video today, showing you how I make my paperclips out of vintage magazine images and various other items. So this is what I typically do. I love using these images of food products and other products from vintage magazines, from their ads. So I cut them out from the magazine and then I glue them to usually white cardstock, but any piece of cardstock. So I'll glue these pieces down. And I just want to make sure that paper clip will hide behind them, so no problem with these large cans. These little glue packs, paper clip can go up and down on those. So I'll just continue with all of these products that I have cut out and gluing them down, and then of course I will cut them out. Let's cut out a pack of gum, not glue, gum. Okay, now I need another piece of cardstock. So I'll take this and trace around it. And cut that out. Cutting inside the pencil line. In other words, cutting the pencil line off so you don't see the pencil line. And you may have to do a little trimming again, even after you've traced around it and cut it out. This one looks pretty good, but sometimes I do have to trim a little bit more after I glue it together, because tracing around it makes the second image a little bit bigger. That's why another reason to cut inside the line. But then you still might have to trim a little off, is what I'm saying. So then take a paper clip. I have two different sizes. I like to use the bigger size, but some of the images will require the smaller size. So I just take the paper clip, and normally I will put the shorter piece on the inside, just to have a longer paper clip to clip on. And then glue this right on top. And make sure you put glue on the paper clip itself. I've had some that I didn't obviously glue down or glue into the paper clip well enough, and they would slide right off the paper clip. So put your glue right on the paper clip. Press it down good. So on the other side, you're going to clip this onto the page. If I had put it on this way, I usually clip things on the right side. This will go on the left side. If you clip it on, then on the reverse side, you're going to see the bare paper clip. That's how these paper clips work. So that's pretty simple, right? So I have some more here that are already cut and ready to go. I'll do one more, and then I'll do one with a ledger paper punch out, and then I'll do some that'll go in my next journal project with postage stamps. Let's see. If I put that on like that, then it'll end up like that on the page. I think that's fine. Let's see if this is supposed to go a different way. Yep, fits perfectly that way. Okay. So I'll put the clip in here. No, I want it to go on this way. Yeah, it'll slide on the right side of a page. So like I said, this is what I normally do. I just make them with images from magazines. And I don't just use food. I use them a lot, but I've also used shoes and mittens and just anything that in the magazine that strikes my eye, and I think that would be a cute paperclip. But you can do it with digital fussy cuts, children's book fussy cuts, and use your punches and dies to cut out shapes. That would even be quicker because you don't have to do all the cutting multiple times. I am going to trim that. I see white cardstock sticking out. And so that is ready to clip onto a page. And I've got a lot more to do, as you can see. These are already, they are glued onto cardstock and the backing piece is already cut out. All I have to do is put on the paper clip and look at, there's even a roll of toilet paper. Glue them to the paper clip, and these are all done. There's laundry detergent, cake mixes are good. So I'll have to finish those up, but in the last journal that I did, I also included a paper clip with ledger pages. So I have these vintage ledgers that are written on. Is that? Oh, this was just slightly long, a little bit, I mean too small. The paper clip goes right to the edge of the inside, and you can see it right there. So I should have used a smaller paper clip. But what I have done is punch ledger with 2 scallop punches. I have a circle and an oval. And then I can just punch the cardstock twice. So I'll glue this to one of the cardstock pieces. It's just going to be the same way, but then I'm going to add some decoration to the ledger. Gotta line all those scallops up. And I'm going to use a smaller paper clip for this. Since this is the same anywhere you turn it, I can clip it wherever I want. And then when I glue the other piece on top, I'll make sure I have the clip angled the right way. If I care which direction the writing goes on that. Let's add a little bit of embellishment to that. I have some more things punched out. My fingers are gluey, so everything is sticking. On the scraps, on the little tiny pieces of ledger, I stamped this little tiny Tim Holtz stamp. and I used smaller circle punches to punch some circles that I can use. I just dropped everything in that little dish that has those bulldog clips in it. Okay. So I can use these little circles. I had one little square laying around, little scallop square that was die cut. I'm going to cut out one of these little circles. I think is that one too small? Yeah. I thought I had some that were in between these two, because that one was kind of big, I thought. I guess it'll work. So I'm going to ink around this because these are vintage looking paper clips. I'm going to look at my circle punches. That's this one. That is this one. Oh, that's a heart shape. I was thinking I had an in-between size. This one is, doesn't say how big it is, probably 1/2 inch. That's 1 inch. Okay. Maybe I will like the square better. I think that looks good enough. That looks fine. Of course, you can embellish with anything. Cut any shape you want. If you're not doing a vintage looking journal, then stamp bright colors and decorate it with a flower or a word or a phrase or anything you want. Put a sticker on it. Sky's the limit. This is a leftover piece from a circus journal that I did. Gotta get that glue off my fingers. I'll do this one, and then we'll move on to a different idea of items to use for paper clips. So that almost looks like a flower because it's got the scalloped edge and then layers inside it. So I'll decorate these probably with more vintage looking stuff. Then I will have, once I finish these and all my vintage magazine things, I'll have a lot of paper clips to choose from. And here is another idea using postage stamps. I'm going to make 2 paper clips with these 2 butterfly stamps. Now if you wanted to, you could glue them to a colored cardstock. Let's try doing that. I'm going to see how that looks. I was thinking that I could use my scissors like this that look like stamp edges to cut these out, but if I just glue them to a colored cardstock, I don't have to do that. I can have a straight edge and the stamp edge will still show. So I could use a long paper clip if I wanted to clip it at the top of a page like that. But I think I would have to use a smaller paper clip if I want it to be on the edge of the page, because this is too narrow. It would show. And I think I would like it to go on the side of the page. That's what I normally do. Which way does it go? This way. That butterfly is upside down on the tree. It confused me. But the writing is that way. So if you've got a bunch of postage stamps and you're not sure what to do with them, make paper clips. If they're little postage stamps, you could punch out a shape like these, even a bigger shape, and glue the stamp to the shape. I forgot, this goes like that. I didn't ink this one. I inked that one and then I glued this to the one that wasn't inked. I can still ink it. I did another one, right? Oh yeah, I did gum. So, oops, this one goes on this side. There we go. Some really fun paper clips. So this is just a short video to show you and give you some ideas, and you can take off with it and come up with your own ideas for images to use on your paper clips. I hope this was helpful to you. Let me know if you plan on trying it, or if you do try it, let me know how you like it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.